Deployant, which is a renowned watch media, and Norqain itself. So without further ado, I'll pass on to the founder of Deployant, Mr. Peter himself.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming. I hope everybody can hear me. Thank you for coming. We're very happy to have everybody here, and I think it's good that we have a good mix of attendees as well, ranging from bankers, university people, law firm people as well, and for the university people, both alumni and some. I think there's some students as well. I'm not sure, but I think there's some students. I'm here with to introduce all of you to the brand. I think some of you may already know the brand. I think Mr. Singh knows the brand very well. But to introduce some of you to the brand so that you're familiar with it, I have with me Toby, who is the vice president for Norqain, and we'll do a kind of a discussion and chat about the brand, the directions, the watches, and then after that we are free to mingle. You can take a look at the watches, ask them to try it on, play with it, and be familiar with the watches and get more food and more drinks. Right? It's okay. If you have questions, just ask. I think quite informal. There are not so many of us. I think we're about 25 people now, or 26 people. There are a few more coming because I think they are maybe stuck in work. Today is being a work day. But yeah, let's start. So we'll start with, I'll just start with a little bit introduction of Deployant. I think some of you may know, but some of you may not. But we are a website dealing with watches. We do mainly reviews and news of watches. And the big difference between us and most of the other web magazines or magazines is that we don't sell anything. We don't sell any watches. We don't sell any accessories. We're not involved in the watch trade at all. We are just enthusiasts, watch enthusiasts, and all of us, all my writers and me, we are all collectors. We start off as collectors. We don't start off from a journalistic base. We start off as collectors, and we start from there. And we just basically sharing our passion. And sharing his passion here as well, Toby, I think Norqain also came about as an act of passion because the brand had not been existing for that long, right? When did you start?
Exactly, yeah. So first of all, hello also from me. Welcome. Very happy to see that you all turned up, and thank you, Peter, for organizing and putting it all together. Yeah, so when you mentioned just there that you're not selling, you're enthusiasts.
Yes.
It's a bit our story.
Yeah.
My brother founded Norqain 2018, so it's still very fresh. And we're the third generation in the watch industry. So we really grew up with watches when we were kids. So our grandfather was a watchmaker. Our dad produced luxury watches for 45 years. And when we were growing up at 14, you wanted to make some money for the holidays. We'd go in the factory and help out in the factory. And that's where we really got that passion. I always say I scratched more watches than I helped because I have shaky hands. But really that passion and the enthusiasm for a Swiss mechanical watch, we've had it. It's in our blood.
Right, and the focus of the collection is based on very young concepts as well, right? We see the ambassadors are Stan, who is a big tennis star, and you also have got Dean, right?
Dean Schneider,
who's kind of an animal, a big animal guy, with his playing with his live lions and
exactly
and conservation in Africa, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit more about that?
So yeah, maybe in general, when you want to have your own watch brand, there's two possibilities. You either buy an existing watch brand and you bring it back to life, but then you also talk about that history and their stories. And for us, it was always clear we want to create a new brand so we can create a new history, create our own story, and be 100% authentic. And everything we do, everything the brand represents is what we represent. So we love sports. That's why we have a lot of sports. We have Stan as a Swiss tennis legend. Super proud to have him on board since this year. And Dean Schneider, I'm a huge animal friend myself. And I'm very proud since we have that partnership with Dean Schneider in 2021. We do not have any more animal products in our collection.
Right.
So it's all values which are very important to us, which we use in our partnerships.
And with Dean, there's also an interesting story with Mark Wahlberg. Can you tell us a story?
Yeah, with Stan, yeah. So
with Stan, sorry.
yeah.
We did. With Stan,
So maybe some of you saw that this year Mark Wahlberg was spotted wearing the Wild One turquoise on the Late Show. And we didn't know about it. So my brother and I, we woke up in the morning and our phones were exploding. And And then we found out, so Stan was wearing this watch at the US Open, and then Mark Wahlberg, who is a friend of Stan Wawrinka's, saw him wearing that watch, said, what is this? I want to get one. Got in contact with Stan. Stan put him in contact with us, and ever since he keeps wearing this, which for us is amazing.
It's fantastic, eh?
Yeah, he's known as a real watch lover.
Yeah.
He has an amazing collection. I think, and it's probably the first collection where his fans say, "Oh, I could afford this as well," because all the other pieces, the other pieces he wears are very, very exclusive and limited. So for us, it's been fantastic.
But Monk is not an ambassador. You don't pay him to do anything, right?
No. I mean, now I would call him a dear friend of the brand, even though there's no real contact. But I saw on his birthday he was wearing the Wild One Gold. We didn't know about that either.
So he bought the watch himself.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, for us, it's an unbelievable story.
Right. And this year, what can you tell us a little bit about the new watches that you have done for this year?
Yeah, so I mean, two of them we see here on the big backlight with Stan.
One of them I'm wearing.
Exactly. So you were wearing the Gecko. If you watched Wimbledon, Stan Wawrinka wore this at Wimbledon. So we have a cool story basically. We have the coral over here on the wrist,
on Robin,
which he wore at the French Open. So he always wears the color suiting the court.
Right.
So if he's wearing U.S. Open, Australian Open, he'll be wearing this. On sand, he'll be wearing the coral, or this on grass. And so that was the loud launch of this year.
Right.
Launched together at Watches and Wonders with the Wild One of One concept, which we'll get into a bit in more detail.
That's a good segue for us to lead that, because you also introduce a configurator, right?
Yeah.
Where you can customize a watch like almost 100% to yourself.
Yeah.
There's so many combinations that your watch becomes unique. That's why you call it Wild One of One.
Exactly. So the Wild One collection, for those of you who don't know it at all, we have a nice explosion image there next to the display, where you see the construction of the case is made out of 25 single pieces. And when we developed this watch together with Jean-Claude Beaver, already back then the seed was kind of planted, because we said, okay, thanks to the modularity of having 25 single pieces, this could potentially be one day a watch where you can offer configuration.
Right, and also the material use is also quite unique, right?
Exactly. So the Wild One, in general, we have our own material. It's Nortec, which we also developed for 2 years. Super light, very durable, scratch resistant, and the watch itself is 5000 G shock resistant, which is why Stan can wear it to play tennis. And so we said, okay, we want to offer this in gold, but you can configure it, and you have over 3.5 million possible configurations.
We'll show that in a while.
Yeah.
I think Eugene will do a quick demo, and then one of you can choose a configuration for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, you can
play with it afterwards.
As many as you want, you can configure it,
Yeah.
and I'll just come and click add to basket, and then we'll see.
Then it can be emailed to you, and you can order it at a later point.
Exactly.
Right. I think any questions? We can take questions if there are any questions. No? If not, I think the best is for us to just mingle around, and we look at the watches, we play with the watches, get some more food and drinks, and then approach us if you have questions or anything. Thank you very much.
Thank you.